Morning all, back in the Lake District. Today we're doing a biggie, a super walk. We are doing the Fairfield horseshoe. This one is going to be a biggie. They say between 5 and 8 hours, and that's if you don't muck and mess around doing videos and photos. So I'd suggest it's going to be closer to 8 hours, knowing us. It's round about 10.2 miles, 17k, so here we go. We've parked at Rydal Road car park in the centre of Ambleside, and we're actually walking through Rothay Park to Rydal Mount. That gives you an idea of the route, but the last time we did this walk was 13 years ago. It was on the 12th of May. The reason I'm so specific about the date, it was the day before we got married, which was the 13th of May 2013. And that day we had Diego and Fifi with us. Right, we've just come into the end of Rothay Park now, and we're going to rejoin the A591, which separates Ambleside and Grasmere. So we're literally about 5, maybe 10 minutes away from Rydal Hall, where the walk officially starts. Well, I say that's if you're doing it clockwise, of course. If you were to do it anti-clockwise, you'd start at the Kirkstone Pass, taking in High Sweden Bridge in Ambleside. Right, we've just come out through the back of Rothay Park onto the A591, which connects Grasmere and Ambleside. You're only on the A591 literally for a matter of a few minutes, and we're now at Rydal Mount, which is the official start of the Fairfield horseshoe. You're walking for a good 45 minutes before you even start. Now you can, of course, start at the other end of the Fairfield horseshoe on the Kirkstone Pass, taking in High Sweden Bridge, but then of course at the end of the walk, between 5 and 8 hours later, you then got a long way home from Rydal Mount. So this is the official start of the route, taking in Nabscar. You're actually taking 8 Wainwrights on this walk, believe it or not. Just a side note, the last time we did this, on the 12th of May 2013, we actually got lost at the top. There was a whiteout, incredibly dangerous, incredibly scary. Doesn't matter what maps or compasses you've got, it's not good news. And we actually ended up over on St Sunday Crag looking into Ullswater that day. I think, looking back, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Would have been better off staying put and waiting for the whiteout to clear before we resumed the route. Five minutes into the walk, you're already presented with views of Windermere, as you can see, and Ambleside Cricket Club. Mustn't miss that out. This is very much a walk where the minute you start, you're at it from the off. It's hard work right from the very start. We had a lot of heavy rain last night, so as you can see, this is rainwater running down the path. if your dogs are anything like Milo was, he'll start drinking straight from the start. But just bear in mind that it's only due to the heavy rain last night that we've got this rainwater. Dependent on the time of year, this could be arid dry. Just bear that in mind. But as the walk goes on, I will point out any brooks or small tarns that we come across where the dogs can have a drink. Right, 10 minutes into the walk, all cocked on. For those of you that know Grasmere, Daffodil Hotel on the 591, just before you get into Grasmere, there's a little road and it says Dove Cottage, Wordsworth home. I'm not going to try and tell you the year because I don't know that. And then over in the distance, for those of you that are beady-eyed, is Helvellyn, one of the 4 peaks in the Lake District that summits over 3,000 foot. And then back to Windermere. And not forgetting Ambleside Cricket Club. Right, we're just coming towards the first Wainwright of the day, Nabscar, and we are presented with a style. Again, those of you with older dogs, just bear this in mind. However, on this occasion, there is a hole in the wall that dogs can walk through. I'm not sure the video does it justice, but this is very, very, very steep. Ambleside Cricket Club. Never an easy place to get runs. Very, very green wicket there. You get a lot of movement. Absolute delight for seam bowlers. Right, we're now at the top of Nabscar, the first Wainwright. As you can see, a fantastic view of Windermere. Down into Walcott Tarn, Rydal Water and the Helvellyn Range beyond. And then Heron Pike just in the foreground, Fairfield, and then we'll drop down all the way down here. Back into Ambleside. But we're a long, long, long way from that. I couldn't get up here without capturing Rydal Cave on the video. And then Rydal Water just down there. Right, we're just between Nabscar and Heron Pike. We're now presented with a slight obstacle. Again, those of you with older dogs, it's a wall with steps built even into the wall. And as you can see, my glamorous assistant is demonstrating how to negotiate the wall. Right, we have stumbled across some form of hang gliding competition by all accounts. We've seen the odd hang glider, but also for any thirsty dogs. Little bit of a natural, I'm not going to call it a tarn, but a puddle. Hello, here we go. I think someone's just about to chuck themselves off the top of the mountain with a couple of bird's feathers strapped to them. I could be wrong. Easdale Tarn, and then going up over to the Langdale Pikes. Old Man of Coniston, and there's Coniston Lake. Bluebird and all of that. And Morecambe Bay and the Irish Sea in the distance. Right, next stop, Great Rig, before we drop on to the top of Fairfield and then head down towards Ambleside. So we're not quite halfway yet. Looking at that, we're nowhere near halfway, but the walk is absolutely fantastic. Obviously with its geographical location, you are right in the heart of the lakes, so you get to see pretty much everything and constantly reminded just how beautiful the lakes are and the surrounding countryside. Don't know if you can see that. We've got the hang gliders, paragliders, call them what you will. I'm not sure how well the video is picking that up. We've got an orangey red coloured canopy. Right, we're now at the top of the horseshoe. You have to be very careful here, otherwise you can easily get lost. As you can see, it's a large summit. Now that's the way we want to go down, over there. But Don't do what we did 13 years ago and go that way towards Ullswater and get completely lost. Still at the top of the Fairfield horseshoe. This is the route not to do. This is 13. Right, we're now exactly halfway on the Fairfield horseshoe. You can see where we've come up, starting down here, and we've come all the way up, round over to the top, to here. I'm not going to do videos all the way down. Basically, we're going to come all the way down here, down here, down here, and we're going to drop down into Ambleside. But I don't want to do all of that because there's absolutely no point, and I don't want to bore you. So what I'll do is I will finish off at the bottom of the Kirkstone Pass just to give you an idea of where the walk finishes. But we started at 10 and the time is now coming up to 2:45. So we've been at it the best part of 5 hours. However, we've obviously stopped to do videoing, taking photographs and to eat and drink. But as you can see, an absolute beast of a walk, but a fantastic one, which I'm sure you will agree. Right, coming towards the end of the walk now. As you drop down from the summit of Fairfield, you will see a dry stone wall that takes you all the way down to here, High Sweden Bridge. You can walk either side of the wall. We chose to opt to walk on the right hand side. There are stiles to climb over, however in most cases there are also little inlets for dogs to walk through. Just one point of interest, just something to be very, very cautious of. 2/3 of the way down there is a rocky scramble. It's not easy. I'm not saying you've got to be Alan Hinks or Chris Bonington to get down it. However, you've got to be of a relative fitness level, and it's not easy. Young, agile dogs all manage it. I've just been discussing this with Liz. When we walked it 13 years ago, we had Diego and Fifi with us. Diego was a 2-3-year-old boxer at the time and probably just bounced down the rocks and the scramble. But Fifi, we've both agreed we must have passed her down to one another. So, as I've alluded to, we're coming towards the end of the walk. High Sweden Bridge, very much one of the gems in this walk. There are circular walks from Ambleside you can do just up to High Sweden Bridge and back round. But when you do the full horseshoe, as we have done today, depending on which way you do the walk, you either finish at High Sweden Bridge, as we are doing, or if you do the walk anti-clockwise, then you would pretty much start at High Sweden Bridge. We've been on this walk now for a good 8 hours. As I alluded to earlier, we have stopped a lot for drinks, food, photo shoots, videoing. But again, just to point out, it's not an easy walk, but my God, it's an absolute cracker. Second time I've done this, not sure we'll ever do it again. It is hard work, but if you want a cracking day out in the lakes, thoroughly recommend the Fairfield Horseshoe in Ambleside. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you can. It does help me produce more content, and I will speak to you all again soon. Thanks again for watching the video. You see me here at High Sweden Bridge at the end of the walk, and I'm just going to have a little paddle just to soothe my achy, tired feet. See you all again soon, and I will talk to you on the next video.